Okay, good evening, Backgammon fans. Welcome back. It's Bill Riles, Tar Mendocino, Ace Point Backgammon, broadcasting from the Fairmont in Monaco, the 54th Backgammon World Championship. The actual main event started this afternoon at 2 p.m. Second round here tonight at 10 p.m. So a round of 128 match. We have two seasoned, experienced gentlemen from the country of Georgia, Nodar Gagawa, and from Israel, Felix Ziva. That's kind of interesting. I was talking to Arda, and also it's interesting, Aviv Ziva, Felix's son, is our transcriber here. Now, he's transcribing on Stream 1, so he won't be transcribing his dad here on Stream 2. But I was talking to Aviv about the recent Loutraki tournament in Greece, and Arda was the director of that. Arda was telling me a bit about it as well. And these two gentlemen, Nodar and Felix, played in the final of the Loutraki tournament 2 months ago. And Felix was up 16-9 Crawford and lost. So, as I understand it from Aviv, that Felix is looking for some revenge here. So, this should be fun. These, and I've not seen them play, but I imagine, they're perhaps a little bit more of an old school style than some of the current elite players, but I don't know that for sure. So we'll see. Felix Ziva apparently was a very good friend of our dear departed friend Falafel, and played, hung out a lot, played a lot, what have you. So sure, he's probably getting maybe some good vibes from above today. So this should be fun. Now, over on Stream 1, Phil's doing the commentary. We have a undefeated round of 128 match between Oliver Squire from the UK and Justin. You play in there, far table. She'll tell you which side to get on once you can. So, again, Justin Knoll from New York City, got married a year or so ago to a doctor, beautiful young woman, doctor in London, and he's currently living in London. But that should be an extremely good match. Two young, up-and-coming stars in the backgammon world. And so that should be a treat as well. So Justin and Oliver. And here on 2, Felix and Nodar. So, and this will be the last match of the evening. So what is going on here? There it is. So, now tomorrow, we're going to have the final of the, what do they call that thing? $7,500 or 7,500 euro high roller event. The final is tomorrow at noon, and that'll be between Peter Jess Thompson and Mario Kuhl of Germany. So, and that'll be the only match at noon tomorrow. So that'll just be on Stream 1, and then at 2 p.m. tomorrow, we will. At 2 p.m., there will be some third round match of the undefeated bracket, and perhaps a consolation match. Also, there's a consolation match that everyone, including all of us, have quite a bit of interest in. So we'll probably film the match between Sander Lalhoff and Mochi, which will be a reprieve of the UBC final of last December, I guess it was. So we'll probably do that, and we'll pick, of the undefeated bracket of 64, we'll pick, an attractive match to for one of the two streams at 2 p.m. And then, of course, tomorrow, I think we have matches at 2 p.m., 5 p.m., and 10 p.m., in addition to that jackpot final at noon. So this should be good. The gentlemen have entered the arena. Nick did not make the trip to Monaco this year, so we have to learn to get by without him. So anyway, let me look here.
How many points we played in the final? You remember?
Okay,
Yes, 17
pretty good.
points.
I'd started. I had match 1 tab open as well, and I was getting a little
Yes, no problem.
sound overlap between the two matches. So now we're on match 2. They're fixing to get started.
Yeah.
This should be fun. 17-pointer. They're I guess using a baffle box, it appears. And here we go. Now maybe Felix is going to roll, and Nodar is going to use the baffle box. Perfectly acceptable to use 2 different delivery methods
Dice.
as to give him the dice. Okay, they're still using 1 set of dice. Okay, 6-5. So he runs. Now, again, I suspect, I don't know, but I suspect both of these guys are going to play pretty briskly. And so we'll see. 5-3. See, he could probably, he's going to make the ace point and slot the 3, I guess. Could step up to the 21, which he does. Nodar, 5-4. So he could safety the checker off the 18 and play down to the 8. Well, he's thinking about making the 9. Okay, he goes back to the first inclination. Set of aces will now he probably will make the 5 point there. With the back checkers having escaped, there's no urgency to make his offensive 5 point. He'll want it, but he doesn't need it right now. It's more important to make that defensive 5 point. So that's what he does. Now, of course, Felix is playing the white checkers at the top of the board. He's from Tel Aviv, Israel. Nodar is playing the black checkers, the bottom of the board. He is from the country of Georgia. I'm not sure which city he lives in. But again, as you look at the player cam, Felix is on the left. Nodar is on the right with the hat. So here we go. Nodar looking to duplicate his win of 2 months ago in Loutraki, and Felix looking for some revenge. Guess he's going to spread them out, kind of try to build a board as fast as he can. Now, Nodar is well ahead in the race. It's just a matter of, if he can clear those 3 outfield points. Clear the 11, stacking on the 10 and 6. But that, that's safe. Does give Felix more escaping numbers. But Nodar, he counted this race determines that he's far enough ahead. He thinks he can do it. Felix takes the cube, and here we go. Going to take 2 down. Six, 4. So he's there and then coming down to the mid. So he's trying to build his points in order. He's got some pretty decent timing here. 5-2. You can slide to 3. You could make the 8. Okay, and that he does. That I don't know, Boris. I will investigate that. I know they haven't been updated, but everyone's been fairly busy getting the tournament kicked off today. But I will ask about that. Okay, set of 3s. So Felix is well advanced, but set of 6s. Now this is going to get kind of tricky here. Who blinks first? Felix. Okay, he has to leave. Nodar has to clear that 11 point, which could be tricky. There it is, has little choice. He doesn't want to leave a shot with Felix having that 5-point board across from him. Another 6-3. Now he's going to see where the race stands. What's he got over there? He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 10, 40, 60 pips for white and 32, 40, 62 for black. So it's almost a dead even race here. Okay, he's going to see if Nodar won't leave him a shot here. And he does. He's going to pick and pass. And it takes away some of the return shots. Dance. Now, Nodar hoping to clear here, and he can't. So now a direct 4 for Felix. Doesn't get it, but that's one of his better misses. So still a lot of racing equity for Felix, although he is behind. Okay. 5-3. Keeps missing some checkers here. This is in all likelihood this game is over, and it's going to be 2-0 Nodar. Okay, what's he got? 10 checkers. He needs 2 sets out of his last 3 rolls. 2 functional sets out of his last 3 rolls. Now he's going to need 2 out of 2. Might not even get the chance for the second of 2 out of 2. He needs 4s or better, or aces. Doesn't get it. So that's the first game. So it's 2-0 Nodar Gagawa. Okay. Okay, so here we go. 5-1 for Felix, so he's down and split. Nodar 6-2, he's probably running. Felix. Oh. Die on a checker is not legal here in Monte Carlo, and they are playing responsible moves, not legal moves that many play, but here's responsible moves. So if someone makes an error and it's noticed, perhaps, their opponent has the option to accept the roll or make them play it over. Accept the play or make them play it over. So down a checker is not valid. Responsible moves. 4-2 makes the 4-point. 5-5. The ace and the 3 points. I presume he could flee with the checker from the 21 or 23. I'm sorry, but he makes the 4-point board. Nodar dances. Felix says, "Okay, you got to pay to see the next roll." Nodar has another blot in the outfield. He says, "No, not paying that price." So 2-1 Nodar. Okay, other way. Got it under control here. Six to Felix. Out and down. 3-2. Ooh, 6-4. I think I'm making the mid or the bar. Then I had to find a 4. If he plays it this way, he then has to find a 4. He's going to hit. 4-3. Okay. Sends another checker up. Then where does he play his 3? Maybe out to the 18 or down to the 10. It says, let's play it to the 10. Puts another builder in play for home board construction, but that builder gets hit right away. Okay, Nodar 4-2. So now he's going to slot the 4. He wants to begin building those interior board points as he can. So he's probably going to the, I'm going to say going to the 9. But now he's going to go to the 16. Okay, that'll work. 3-4. Makes the boy point, or the 18 in this case. Yeah. Get it, dude. Okay. Okay, set of 4s. That. There we go. Set of 3s going the other way. Now, Felix is quite a bit ahead in the hip count here. So See what Nodar decides to do. I would think he'll probably, well, he could make the 5-point and a 3-point, since there's no checkers in his home board to cause him any grief while he's building his home board. No need to necessarily make the bar point right now. Again, as he has nothing to contain, he's going to kind of 5-1. Okay, he's going to slot 2. Going to cover 2 points and find another ace. There it is, 8-7. And Felix going to keep with the 2 slots. Pardon me. Okay, set of 4s. And he can't move any of the 5 back checkers, so he moves to the 2-point, but he's pretty much out of timing here. Set of 5s will move a lot of freight for Felix, but it frees up some checkers to play for Nodar. Yeah, Felix is going to count this. He's got a pretty fair lead. What's that? 9 times 6, 54, 56, 80, 90, 101. Right? Yeah, 101 for white. 36, 26, 62, 78, 90, 100, 10. So he was 10 or 12 pips ahead was Felix. So he gets it. So now we're at 2-2.
If I'm mistaken, working, stop.
There's an XG feed on stream 1. We only do one XG feed here. XG feeds, you might imagine, are fairly labor intensive on site. So, labor intensive and resource intensive. You got to have somebody to do it, and you got to have the equipment for them to do it.
Pardon, your daughter is not, she's not coming?
No.
Very good.
Thank you.
Very nice.
Okay, good to see them laughing and having a good time as they play.
Congratulations.
What the game is all about. You're gonna make the 23. He comes down to the bar. I thought he might come out, but let's see what he does here. Comes down to the 9. Felix needs to make the bar. Could alternatively he'd accept the 5. So he's gonna make the bar and come up to the 20. Six, 3. He's running.
My mother is completely clean.
Okay, 3. Hey, it's a 2. You bring it down as well, perhaps. And he's got a lot of ammo working on that. But Nodar rolls a 6-3 to get out.
Too scared, Oliver.
4-1. Gonna make the 5-point, I suspect. Yes. Okay. Three and two. He's gonna hit the checker. 3 and 6. He hits that checker, coming back in return. Felix does not want to dance or something silly like that. He's going to make the 22 points. So he's got the deuce 3-point backgammon, but he doesn't have a lot of timing to sustain it. Although that just speeded up Nodor's advance. So he's 5-3. So he's gonna, well, he can't hit the checker. It's 6 away. To make the 3-point. Nodar still got to clear those outside checkers, and clear them he does. Look at this. Double fours. I think you just bring them on down. Oh, he's thinking differently. Yehuda, you can go to just the Backgammon Galaxy YouTube channel and live tab and go to the, what is this, day 4? Day 4, stream 1, part 2. Yeah. Somebody was asking to the link to the other side. Okay, he's figure out what he wants to do yet.
Does everybody know that's Aviv Ziva, the transcribers?
I have mentioned that. I don't know that all of them that are watching now heard it at the time, but I have mentioned that. Felix Ziva, Tara was reminding me, and I mentioned a little bit earlier, another set of fours. Felix Ziva is our transcriber, Aviv Ziva's father. Aviv is our dedicated transcriber here at Monte Carlo, and he's going to actually be our dedicated transcriber in San Antonio next February as well. So as we continue to build our tournament and build our staff, Aviv's going to join us. One of the very best transcribers in the world. Okay, now this is going to be kind of tricky. That's Felix is out of timing, but okay, he lets it go. That was going to be tricky for Nodar to come in against, but Felix was going to probably have to give up one of those anchors, maybe even on the next roll. So he decides to let it go. Nodar's up 3-2. Okay, so he'll make the 2 points. Hopes that he may get a dance out of Felix. Doesn't. It's a checker hit. 3-1. And to maximize his anchor making potential while Felix has little working his way here. Now he's going to, well, he could take a couple of options. He could make the 10-point, play with a single blot, since Nodar has a 3-point board to his 1-point board. Okay, so there's the 20-point. I have 2. Now, what does he do with that? I think he goes to the mid and slots on the 4. anything else is pretty ugly. Okay, that's the 5. Now the deuce is 6-4, as we might have expected. Doesn't necessarily like to do it, but he has to do it here. An ace, which gets that boy sent back home. He has to try to maneuver his way back around the board. That's dancing is not maneuvering. Set of 2s, that makes the 4-point and comes down to the 11. He's looking at making the 9. I'd make the 4-point, take the 4-point, take the 4-point board. Mm. Five, 1 comes in and hits. Comes in and hits. And Felix would like to return the favor. Dances on the 3-6 again. Twice in the last 3 rolls. Set of 6s. 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, both of them. Let's see what happens if Felix were to dance here. Nodar could probably get pretty frisky in a hurry. He doesn't dance, but he doesn't really have much to play. I'm going to play 13-8 where I am, because you know, you're in danger of ultimately being able or being required to save a gammon. So if you can't safety the checker on the 12, so you may lose a bunch of pips if that guy gets hit. More pips than if he gets hit on the 12. If you play 13-8, then you know, you're that much closer to perhaps saving a G down the road here. 3-5, there it goes. Now, does he hit the second? He does. The aggressive play, 2 in the air. Now, if he doesn't hit this, it's probably going to be too good. Dances with 3s. Makes the, no, it doesn't make. Okay, he's going to come down to the 10-point, so he's got 3 builders working on that 4-point. Dance again. 6 and 3 makes that point. Okay. Four, 3. Okay, so we roll on way too good right now. So he's just going to play for the natural gammon here, 2-point game. The problem with that play, and it's hard to avoid it sometimes, if he rolls like 6s, like that, then he's going to blot. So oftentimes you don't want to checker 6 pips away from a void in your board, bearing in such as that, because you're going to leave a shot. Now he escapes the shot. Now, like I say, he's pretty much a lock for a G here. Keeps on dancing. That's 3. Only takes 2 off. So he'd like to dance. He doesn't dance. If he had danced, hello, Tapio. I'm not sure exactly what that means, but nonetheless.
I take back. Okay.
Yes.
You smoke cigarette? No problem.
VA.
Ah, don't smoke. Okay, the time it's okay, like this.
Whoop. So he gets the G. Felix is going to take a break. Looks like heading for a little smoke break. Looked like he picked up a pack there. So okay, so we've got a few minutes here. Going to see some ads, masterclass book, all of their various boards. Now, of course, the board that we're playing on here is the Monte-Carlo board. Ooh, pardon me. You know, it's interesting, Tapio. There's an American here named Galen Hall who he got to the semifinals of the warm-up tournament, I guess it was, and played a very competitive match. I think, did he play Kazuki in the? I think he did in a semifinal. And Galen Hall has been playing backgammon for 3 months. Never played in a tournament before. So it's kind of interesting. That was a brutal loss by Sander. And, you know, Sander being the nice, considerate guy that Sander is, as the his opponent got down to about a minute, and obviously had never played with a clock before, was unfamiliar with it, and was well on his way to timing out with like a minute left, and Sander decided he didn't want to win that way, and he said, well, we just won't play with a clock, and set it aside, and that caused a lot of uproar in the viewing audience, I guess. But I talked to the director, Arta Findicaglu, about that. The clock rules here are clocks are not mandatory. Clocks are preferred. So if one of the two players requests a clock, then they play with the clock. So Arta thought they were, you know, within their rights, perhaps, to jointly decide not to play with the clock. Now, what many of us took objection to, and Arta said had he been aware of the situation and been called in there, he would have made them continue with the clock, because he thought if they started with a clock, they should finish with a clock. And I personally like that approach, and you know, in this situation. Okay, Tara can perhaps, if she's listening to me, someone just messaged, do you think the microphone is a bit overdriven? Maybe turn down the gain a little bit. So she'll probably, next time, if she doesn't hear me say that, next time she comes out, I'll point that message out to her. So we appreciate your input, Killer Ducky. And of course, I don't guess I've mentioned it during this broadcast, but what I always do, I try to operate a very interactive commentary process or procedure with the listening audience. So I follow the chat line very closely. So if you have comments, suggestions, questions, critiques, whatever, just throw them at me. And as I have the time and find them appropriate, I'll try to respond to them. Let me glance over here and see what's happening on the other channel. Okay. We've got Justin Knoll up 4-0. Let's see how the 2-4 and 0.94 by I guess that was Justin. No, that's pretty awesome. You know, he was 0.94. He was telling me, I was talking to Justin earlier in the afternoon, and I told him we were going to stream him and Oliver, and he told me that he didn't want to be streamed on stream one with the XG transcription. He didn't want anybody to see how badly he played. Well, so far he's playing 0.92, so I don't think that's a problem. Yeah, that was the so-called self-proclaimed voice of backgammon. And yeah, Galen, and I suppose you're talking about Galen Hall that I was talking about earlier. It's funny, he was a poker professional for 10 years or something of that nature, and won a lot of money, well into the millions, and decided to retire from that. He got opened up running a hedge fund in New York City. And then 3 months ago, he said he and his business partner after work started playing backgammon, and he quickly fell in love with it and playing online quite a bit, watching various instructive videos and maybe some commentated matches and things of that nature. And he's just rapidly improved and is just again in love with the game. So that's a neat story, and hopefully will influence others to perhaps follow the same path. Okay, so this is, I guess this was several fold. Felix was maybe not happy falling behind 5-2. And I guess he's a smoker, so going to occasionally step out for a smoke break. And this one perhaps seemed timely in his regard to try to stop the momentum that Nodar has gained here. So now each player, I'd have to clarify this rule. Each player can take 3 breaks, I believe. I'm not sure if it's 3 breaks total. I think it's 3 breaks per player. So I suspect if this match is of extended length, we may have a number of breaks. Okay, so we're still killing time here with the Felix Ziva Nodar Gagawa match. So hopefully, I think Nodar is back in the room. Hopefully Felix will rejoin soon, and we'll get back to playing. There's Felix heading for the door, going into the room. So we're about to resume. Well, maybe Nodar stepped out without me noticing it. Now, all of these matches, and we'll be playing 3 matches, 3 rounds a day for the remainder of the tournament. Typically, those matches are at 1400, which is 2 p.m., 1700, which is 5 p.m., and 2200, which is 10 p.m., all local times. So all of the matches typically start at scheduled times. Now, sometimes, occasionally, if 2 people, both win their matches a bit early and they want to go ahead and start playing, they're permitted to do so. I mean, let's say somebody, played quickly at the 2 o'clock match, and then the 2 opponents were available to start their 5 o'clock match early, then perhaps they can finish that early, then they get an even longer dinner break. So, a lot of flexibility here, but ideally, most people seem to prescribe to those defined start times. Well, this is bad. Felix stepped out for a break, and then when he returns, Nodar stepped out for a break, and now we're looking at extended break time. One would like to think that they would coordinate their breaks rather than one kind of go take a break, and then about the time he comes back, the other one decides he's going to take a break, and we end up with these large gaps in time. Very frustrating for everyone. Yeah, Miss You Poo, that kind of performance influences us to a degree in the selection of matches to be streamed. Known terribly slow players are not that particularly attractive to stream. You say it's boring for the viewers, it's boring for the commentators. This afternoon it got kind of ridiculous. I had the who was that? I don't even remember now. It takes so long. But the match I had this afternoon lasted, and they were using a clock, lasted 3 hours. And then on stream 1, where Sander and them late in the game decided not to use the clock, that match ran like 4.5 hours. So, I was talking to Art about that, and, ideally, say from tomorrow forward, we're playing 3 matches a day, and there's in effect a 3-hour window for a match. And, even if we're someone to 2 players decide they didn't want to play with a clock, Art always has the prerogative as the director to force them to play with a clock if he wishes to do so. So I'm going to start certainly on the next break. I'm going to make a note of the time. I didn't hear, but I got to think they've been gone a good 10 minutes. And, you know, some of us would like to go to bed reasonably early tonight. No, it's not hugely important, Michelle, but okay, there comes Felix back in. $14. Yeah, Ray and I have a good chemistry. I think we play off each other well, and I think it's entertaining to watch. Well, Nodar was in the room. I think he might have been over in a corner, and when Felix stuck his head in the door a while ago, he didn't see him, so he walked in there and then turned around and left. So here we go. Maybe we'll get a little bit longer time of uninterrupted backgammon. Okay. 3-2 for Felix. He's going to down and split. 6-3. He could hit the 4-point. Tara. Did you see one guy here? This one. I don't know if you've been listening to it any or not. I don't know. So, yeah, Tabio, that's one thing like I try to do when I'm solo commentating or when I have guests, as I often do, is try to not only make it informative and illustrative about what's going on in the backgammon game itself, but to include some human interest, some humor, whatever, and keep it entertaining. Recognize we've got a wide range of demographics watching a match. Not all of them are expert players. There's a number, a lot of people who are beginners or inexperienced players who want to learn, and we try to, give them things to learn, but we try to make it watchable as well. And I think people like that. We can get a lot of good feedback in that regard. Okay, so ace deuce, so Nodar can hit that checker, button up a little bit in the back, and hope for the best. So anyway, Tara's telling me that me moving my head so I'm not speaking straight into the mic hurts somewhat. She reduced the gain somewhat, said if anybody has any complaints, let her go. But I'm glancing, to my left at the chat line on the laptop and to my right to see the monitor where the match is going on. So I'm kind of moving in and out, and I'll try to remedy that somewhat. 5-3. And come down with 2. Apparently that's what he's going to do. Kind of like, do you see? And there's a gentleman, I met a guy in Istanbul, an Italian guy who's a jeweler, and he makes a lot of watches and bracelets and this, that, and the other. And I seem to recognize the watch that Nodar is wearing as perhaps one of the Italian gentleman's creations. See it? It's got a backgammon board, and I can't tell if that's a bracelet or a watch, but it does have a backgammon board on it. It's rather attractive. 4-2, a nice dance for Felix. 3-1. He's going to probably make the bar point, but we'll see. Could play to the 6 and 8. Plays to the 4. Now he's totally stripped on those outfield points, so 1-3 plays to the 6. Five, 3 makes his 4-point board, putting another of Felix's checkers in the air. Three one by Nodar. I guess, yeah, he's just going to have to play the 8 and the 10. Has no other, well, he could have stepped out, but he didn't have an ace to play either. So, 3-6. Not much more attractive for Felix. Maybe he runs to the mid from the 22. Okay. Nodar set of deuces. So he's kind of spinning his wheels a little bit too. Now, next roll, going to be a little bit awkward for him potentially. Now he can make the bar. Maybe just come down and make the 11 and protect that. He's going to hit it. And there's some sense in that. And then he moves the other checker up to the 10 point, which makes it 6 away. Okay, so he breaks and runs, but a 1 or a 4 catches that guy. 4 it is. He'll probably play on, hit it, and play on to the 6, perhaps. We won by Nodar. About all he's got. Now Felix is looking at making that prime. This is rather optimistic, I think. You know, he can try to clean that stuff up over there, but hard to picture him making a 6 prime right out of the gate. Okay. Be interesting. What's he do? I think I'm okay. I was going to say make the 9. I was thinking about making it with the 4, maybe playing 7-6, but he goes a little bigger path there. 6-5. 4-2. Okay, he's going to come out. Felix is going to attack here. Three, 4, so he makes the 6 prime. Maybe you come out. No, he's going to let Nodar play off these strip points, ideally. That's a shot. Now, if Felix can hit this checker, then he's got a, and he doesn't. I was going to say he would have an excellent chance at perhaps gammoning Nodar on a 4-cube for 8 points. So we'll see what happens. He's still got, you know, a 2 to hit a second checker. Doesn't get it. So he's going to come on around. Yeah, we've got tells to tell, Tapio, that's for sure. Oftentimes it seems the inmates are trying to run the asylum. The 3s, so again, he maintains the 6 prime, so he doesn't have too much danger of, you know, having a problem here. And Nodar's, there's an indirect he has to leave. Nope. So again, Nodar can't get that back checker out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, Nodar is going to have to just play that in. Okay, so okay, Felix hits them both in. Now he's still gonna perhaps try to fish for a second checker if he can. Probably doesn't have enough timing to for the time to get around before Nodar cleans up that blot on the 3. So he danced, but unlikely that he's going to have much of a play to pick up a second checker. Okay. Again, he can do this, but not going to really accomplish much by doing it. Three, 2, so just keep it running. Try to get it over there and look at here. He's getting close to bearing down checkers again. Woo-hoo. What's he doing in there? Okay, he like to go fishing again. He's got a chance to get that second checker here, but
Like his Apple Watch, and that somebody moved those boxes and his watch is gone. Do you have any idea who might have picked it up?
no, I mean those have been sitting there for a couple of
In
days.
that exact same spot, or they got moved a little bit?
They were up here next to the table, this table, for a couple of days, and then a couple of days ago I moved them over there. It's been a couple of days. Okay, so you know, once upon a time I saw a friend of mine lose a game like this. He chased a second checker until the other guy had 14 checkers on his ace point, and then ended up losing the game. Not likely for that to happen, but stranger things have happened. As far as I know, starting tomorrow, we're going to start alternating who's on 1 and 2. Yeah, that's what I want. We're paid to do the streaming and commentary. We've got Simboard stuffed down our throat. So anyway, Felix should walk on home with this. There's a shot, though. What? No. When?
What's over on this side? Follow me?
Maybe
Like a little bag.
Yeah.
Go behind that table.
Hey, Cara.
No problem.
No, you move it. You plugged it in over
Over
there.
here,
You
not
plugged it
over
in
here.
over there. You plugged it over there. No, over here. You can see
Yeah,
it.
and because I walked by this, and I've seen that bag. It's been there for a while.
No, the bag is not mine. It's the one.
So anyway, this is. I'm sorry. There's people standing right behind me, and I'm having difficulty hearing. Distraction. He may get the G here.
So nobody, I'm pretty sure it was there.
So, okay, so he needs what? 4s or better? Doesn't get it, so drops 8 right there.
No problem, Blake. No problem. No worries.
Yeah. Okay, 10-5, Felix. Okay. One, 6. Okay, there it comes. Felix lets it go. So 10-7. What's that? Okay, so anyway. Okay. Double deuces gets both of them in, makes the 4 point. So now Felix needs to makes the bar here. Does. So then he's going to probably come out, make the bar and come out to the 15. I don't think you want to make the ace. Okay, so he did he got hit. Ace deuce, so he can hit that guy. Probably step up, and that way he can escape the back checker with a 6. 5-1, he's going to hit that. Probably hit loose on the 3, put 2 checkers in the air. Hey, Tara, are you listening to me? Trying to go back. I'm not sure. Okay, it was 10-5, 10-6. Okay. I was a little bit confused. I thought they might not have changed the scoreboard after that last point. What? No, Eddie, this is in effect a double elimination. There's a second chance bracket where all the losers go into the second chance bracket, and the winner of that ultimately, and everyone that loses in the undefeated bracket goes into the second chance bracket, including ultimately the finalist of the final of the undefeated bracket. And then they play out the undefeated bracket, or the second chance bracket, and the winner of that then plays the undefeated bracket winner and must beat him twice to claim the title. So Sanders not out, Mochi isn't out. There's a whole extended list of the top players lost in the first round. I mean, a lot of them. So, but they're all still alive, and so we'll see how it goes. Now we do have, and likely we're going to stream this at 2:00 tomorrow, a consolation match between Mochi and Sander, and the loser of that is eliminated from contention for the World Championship. Now there is a fresh start last chance on Sunday, but and there's winnings to be associated with that, but your second loss eliminates you from competition for the World Championship. Okay. Felix is in, particularly if he can roll a 4 or 5, he gets a 5. And it has to come out. Doesn't have an ace if he makes the ace point. 5, that's a dance. So now he would like to pick up yet a 5th checker with a 4. There's a little bit of overkill. Boom, boom. It's 5-point board and 2 in the air. So this is going to get painful. Odor a couple of games ago dropped a gammon 4 cube for 8 points. This time it looks like he may well drop a gammon 2 cube for 4 points. Start giving away a 4-pointer and an 8-pointer in the same match. You're not left with much margin for error. Hey, now this, like I say, and this is where the crunch starts. Felix has several more rolls, perhaps, where there's Nodar can't roll a 5 to get one of those 5 back checkers out. Then he's just going to destroy his home board and further reduce any possibility of perhaps winning this game and maybe even saving a gammon. So it's increasingly problematic unless he can get some checkers moving from the back. Six one. He still can't free any of those checkers out there. Now he's fortunate that time that it didn't really cost him in his home board.
Here, no?
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. little bit of confusion there, but it worked out. Now there's some fives. He's been really struggling for five, and he got four of them. So if Felix can bring this home, 5-3 goes to 3-point. He just needs to clear that 8-point, and he'll pretty well coast home here, it seems. But you know, were he not be able to clear the 8-point and only break the 8-point, then Nodar's going to have a double shot at the blot. 5-3, that clears it. So now Nodar's in trouble. He's got to move these checkers on around. Takes 2 off. No downside to the way he played it. So playing for the G. Oh, he doing that burns 4 pips that he doesn't necessarily have to burn. So we'll see if that'll come back to haunt him in trying to save the G a little later here. 4-2 makes a 6-point. He's going to button them both up, have the 6 prime. So now if Felix were to be unfortunate enough to okay, he cashed it. Not going to give Nodar the opportunity to get a shot. And now it's 12-6 Felix. Six, 4. Six, 1. 6-3. Now this, you know, it's gotten kind of dire circumstances, or increasingly dire circumstances for Nodar. He needs to make something happen. He's down 12-6 to 17, so that's what, 5 away, 11 away. So he's you know, he's in a pretty deep hole. Now with those 4 builders working on that 3-point or 4-point, he's not going to step up into that. Going to make his 20 here, I suspect he does. And he'll, Felix has a bunch of, he picks up 2. I was going to say he has a bunch of shots, and he picks up 2. Nodar brings them both in. Five, 2, so he's going to hit and go on around to the 10. Nodar 4-6, so now he's going to run. There he goes. So Felix probably, well, he could make the deuce. He could make the 4. He could run. He's going to make the 4. 25% of the time, Nodar dances. He doesn't. Then he's going to come down with that 4. Felix is still looking to get little Wilbur the trailer out of there. But he's, you know, he's got the 12-6 lead, so he can't be too frisky with a cube, because he doesn't want to put crooked numbers into play necessarily. And So he's got to play a little more cautiously than perhaps he has to date. Now, as I said 2 months ago in Latraki, Greece, these guys met in the final of the Latraki tournament. And as I understand, Felix led 16-9 Crawford and lost. So he hopes to not suffer that fate again. So I'm sure it's fresh in his mind. In fact, I think his son, Aviv, who's the transcriber, that his dad mentioned something of getting a little revenge. So it is fresh in his mind. And of course, streamed match in front of, family and friends and countrymen, whatever. He would like to avenge the earlier defeat. Six three. More or less, I'm not always confident with the terminology, but we'll call that a double tiger type play for lack of a better word. Now he needs to cover those blots up, and he can. Going to leave a blot to do it, but he leaves blots if he doesn't do it. So I'm going to make the 2 and the 3 right there. He may come out. He's debating that. He could come out and play 3-2 and clean it up that way. But I personally would make the 4-point board, but it leaves a blot on the 8 to do it. Okay. He went that way. Ultimately, he considered his various options. There's a 6-2, makes the 18. Yeah. Felix can't send this cube. Can't put crooked numbers into play when you have a big lead. If you send a 2 cube to Nodar and he takes it, which he would here, and things turn around a little bit, 4 cube going across back at you, a gammon 4 cubes 8, and he's right back in the match, if not ahead. So you got to be a bit more judicious and cautious. I like that, Tapio. My father was maybe not that specific example, but of an old school type of philosophy. I know to this day, and it's funny, I'm kind of I'm polite to all, particularly women. Yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, to a degree, yes, sir, no, sir, despite the fact that most of the people I'm interacting with now are younger than me. But it was just ingrained to me as a youth that you showed that respect. And, there were occasions, perhaps, when you didn't show that respect. And, I've suffered a backhand or two as a result of that. So you learn it pretty quickly, and it retains. 4-5. Okay, Felix just got to run. He doesn't want to break anything else up and offer up any more shots. Oh, 2-1. Going to hit him. Then it's a question of where's the 2. Might button up there. Yep. Keep Felix from having too much free play. Plays to the 3. So, okay. Felix just got to play out into it. He's going to, in every likelihood, get hit again, and does, but costs a lot of blots to Nodar to do it. Maybe he comes down and covers the 10, reduces a few of them. He plays it to the 6 and reduces a few of them in that manner. Leaves 3 blots out there. If he played to the 10, he'd only have 2 blots out there. But, you know, recirculation of checkers is not the worst thing that could happen to him right now. Okay, so Felix is contemplating sending that cube. I just don't think you can do it at this score, and with having to clear that 8 and 11 points, it's just a little problematic, and he wisely, in my opinion, chooses not to send it. So now he's going to take that checker over to the 11, safety it, and he'll still be faced with clearing those two points at some point. He's going to leave several indirect shots on the midpoint there. Boom, gets hit. So I don't know what his logic was necessarily there. Set of 3s, now that's going to hurt. Going to have to clear 6 point. Probably just totally clear the 6 point. That leaves a single shot rather than a double shot. That's an ugly roll. And I think it all, goes back to that playing that 4-2 as he did. Here we are. Picks up the second checker. I move up to the 11. That way it activates double 4s. Not a huge difference, but double 4s do occur 3% of the time. Dances, that doesn't help. Now, Nodar thinking about getting frisky, but I think he's got a long way to go to do so. Felix would like to see that cube with him holding it on his side. He didn't want to send it the other way because that would have given the leverage of the cube to Nodar, but he doesn't mind so much when he's holding it. And you can trust that it's going to be a cold day in July in Monaco before he sends it back. Okay. Now, what else? That one. And those. Another set of 3s. Plays a little better this time in the sense that he doesn't leave shots, but it kind of destructing his position a little bit. Six, 5 has to take them both out.
correct. Yes, yes, yes.
Aces, he had grand designs of hitting one or both of those checkers and whiffs at it. Set of threes that hits and take it on in. Then he only got one checker to worry about getting it back around. Now, if Nodar dances here, which he does not, but can't do much with a two, so Felix has another opportunity to clear this checker from around those two checkers on his 11 point. I would not. He's like he's sending it. I don't think that's correct at all. But again, Nodar could take this, and if he's got plenty of timing. If turns it around and things go his way, then it's at first opportunity an eight cube going back at Felix. So I think this was, in my estimation, this was an error to recube. As I said earlier, I think it should be a cold day in July in Monaco before he sends that cube. And it's fairly warm in Monaco today. Nodar recognizes the position, not the greatest position in the world, but the opportunity to have, the cube leverage, owning a 4 cube, is significant. If he drops it, he's down 14-6, 3 away, 11 away. That's a extremely steep hole. This would be an opportunity for him to, collect 4. He'd probably never get in a position to collect 8 because, he could. He lets it go. Okay. So, Nodar's clock is running. They're taking a break. Let me tell them to stop that clock.
Come.
Make sure, yeah.
Okay.
I thought it was right.
I told him.
Okay. I told him, come. Yeah, I saw it. Okay, so
What's the score? 26.
right.
You understand the game, yeah?
Oh yeah.
Play bad?
No, I was. It's funny. I was. I'll talk to you afterwards. I shouldn't say anything.
Okay.
Okay. So anyway, they're taking another break. Last time it was 15 minutes, so we'll see what it is this time. They stopped at 11:38. So anyway. Okay, so anyway, it's supposed to be limited to 3 breaks. Now, I'm not sure if that's 3 breaks per or 3 breaks total, since they're both going out on the breaks. I think it's a total of 3 breaks. I know the first one, and I think there's actually a time limit of like, I don't know, I'd have to go read the rules for this particular tournament. But I think it's a time limit of 5 or 10 minutes, and that gets abused somewhat. I know their first break, they were adjourned for 15 minutes, and, you know, that's no fun for all of us. But I know Felix picks up his pack of cigarettes, you know, when he takes a break, so he's heading outside to smoke. So not too distant to get outside from here. But anyway, that's the way it is. Again, I was a little bit surprised he sent that 4 cube, but you know, if you get a drop, why not? You know, but it does. And if you saw the couple matches this afternoon, Scott, it was just brutal. That first round match that a lot of people, Alex, are staying in various Airbnbs and hotels up in Beausoleil, France, which is, you know, it's just up the hill. It's walking distance, so it's not bad. So again, I know a number of people are Airbnb in it, and you know, going. There's some 2-star and 3-star hotels up in Beausoleil, which, you know, aren't bad. I stayed in some 15, 20 years ago when I was here a few times, and you know, a 2-star hotel doesn't mean anything other than it doesn't have like you know, public facilities like meeting rooms and this, that, and the other. So yeah, you can get by a lot less expensively than paying the freight at the Fairmont. But what I was starting to respond to Scott's comment about time and so forth, I know the first match I called in the round 1 this afternoon, and it's funny how I'm hard pressed to even remember who it was. Oh, it was David Wells and Dirk Sheeman, and they weren't playing particularly slow. They're deliberate when necessary, but it's a 17-point match, and that match lasted 3 hours. And the other match, which Sander Laloff was playing this guy A10 Ilfelt or something like that, who's new to backgammon. Was uncomfortable with the clock, and at some point he was about to time out, really, and Scott says, well, Sanders says, let's just not play with the clock, and sets it to the side, and they played the remainder of the match without the clock, and the match went about 4.5 hours, which is, you know, just tiring and disastrous for everybody, players, I think, certainly commentators, viewers, what have you. And you know, I talked to Arta about that after the fact. I had been commentating on one match and wasn't watching that match, but you know, I asked Arta about that after the fact, and he said, well, actually, this tournament, yeah, I said, this tournament is not, you know, not clocks mandatory, which was a surprise to me. I had, and I've been here 8 or 10 times. I thought it was mandatory, but we, you know, artists says, no, it's only clock's preference. So if one of the players requests a clock, then they play with a clock. But they stretched that rule a little bit because they agreed not to play with the clock after A10 was about to time out. And the artist said, well, if they both agree, they can agree. Now, he agreed with me and he didn't know about it until after the fact. Sander just did it, and they continued on. And, you know, many of us didn't know anything about it until much later in the match, not after the match necessarily. But Artis said if it had come to his attention at the time, he would have ruled that since they started with a clock, they had to finish with a clock. But, you know, again, that's arguable in certain respects. And, but, you know, a 4.5-hour stream match is like watching moss grow on trees. It's about as, I mean, even as verbose as some of us commentators can be at times, you know, you just run out. Well, the only tournament, other than some online tournaments with Ace Point, but the only tournament otherwise that Tara and I actually organize and direct is the Texas Backgammon Championships in San Antonio. Other than that, we, you know, we're fairly content to do streaming and commentary, and we travel the states and the world doing that, and we enjoy it. I mean, it's fun. It's a good way to see the world. It's particularly, we travel with about 500 pounds of luggage equipment primarily, and you know, that can be pretty trying. And but we've done it so much now, we know the ins and outs and some of the ways to mitigate the difficulties of doing so. And we're you know, we live in Houston, which is a big United hub, so we fly United. We you know, have a lot of miles, a lot of what shall we say, status with United, and so it's not too bad. We'll get around it. So anyway, what are these guys doing across the way? 12-2.
Georgia.
What's that? Oh,
The official Georgian break sign.
yeah, it's kind of funny, and I hadn't even paid any attention to it. Tara come walking by, and she laughed about Nodar's Georgia hat. He's from the country of Georgia, so he wears a Georgia hat. Kind of interesting. One of my good friends, a great backgammon player, neurologist in Atlanta, Saba Bajanishvili. I always think it's kind of ironic and funny. He's from the country of Georgia, and now he lives and practices in the state of Georgia. So Georgia to Georgia, and works out well for him. So anyway, we got dueling breaks right now. You know, actually, Tara and I were able to eat dinner during the actual dinner break today. So rather than eating at 1 a.m. or later as we have the last few nights, we're going to, you know, we were hoping we were going to get upstairs and get in bed a little earlier tonight. But, you know, here we are, 11:49 in Monaco, and this match is not close to over necessarily, although Felix is 3 away. But anyway, I guess I was going to say, and once we the match is finished, and not only we have to wait for not only this match but the other match, because we control everything to do with the streaming and provide all of the equipment and technology and so forth for the streaming. You know, some other people provide some commentary, but you know, they can only talk. They don't have any contribution to the equipment and procedures and technology. But anyway, we have to wait till both matches are through, and then you know, put away some of the equipment into the private playing room at night, more valuable equipment, and get security to come down and lock it up. And so even though we thought we might get to bed earlier tonight and not have to eat dinner really late tonight, ends up it might not be the case. So what are these guys doing over on stream 1? It's at 12-2 Justin. So we'll see what happens. And it's funny, and I guess that's the difference in perhaps age and smoking and so forth. We've had 2 long breaks in our stream 2 match, and the 2 youngsters have had no breaks on the stream 1 match. So we shall see. Now, talking about doing all the streaming and commentary and what have you, we're really looking forward to September. We're doing the streaming and commentary at the big new Oasis International Backgammon Cup in Dubai. So it's going to be. This is a good practice run for that. It's going to be essentially the exact same setup: 2 streams, 2 commentated streams. So pretty much, doing this job, and this job is exactly like the Dubai job, and so that'll be fun. Now we are crazy, and that we're doing this job, then we're home for like 5 weeks, then we go to Dubai for 2 weeks. We fly at the end of the Dubai tournament. We fly a nonstop Dubai to Houston, 16-hour flight. We're on the ground about 16 hours, and we get back on the plane and fly to Las Vegas to stream the Las Vegas Open. Rory's always been very supportive streaming, and it's been very good to us. We've streamed all his tournaments for several years. And, we wanted to do the Dubai job because we'd never been to Dubai, and it looks like it's just going to be a fantastic event. But we didn't want to let Rory down either. So, 14 days in Dubai, a 16-hour flight to Houston, on the ground 16 hours, and back in the air to Vegas for 6 or 7 days. So at the end of those 3 weeks, we'll probably be totally exhausted. I think our little pet dachshund Guinness, who we board at a very nice place, I might add, but still yet we board while we were away. I hear he's perhaps been looking at finding a doggy divorce lawyer in anticipation of our 3-week absence coming up. But despite the occasional boarding, he gets, he probably leads the best dachshund life in the world, I suspect. We treat him well. He's the king of the realm. And it's funny, there were some people came in here earlier. I'm not sure. I didn't know them. I don't know where they were from, but a couple, older couple, and they had 2 dachshunds on leash here in the playing room. So I had to get them to come over by the playing room door and get Tara to step outside, and she was busy. She was like, I said, "You got to come out here and see this." And she's like, "Oh, geez, what do you want now?" So she comes to the door, and I bring her around and show her those 2 dachshunds. And of course, she mellowed quickly. So anyway, well, I recall noting it was 11:38 when the break began. It's now 11:55. So if nothing else, we have long memories. So, these guys may have some demerits as far as potentially being streamed again. but we like fast players, no breaks, what have you. So, what do you do? Okay. Keep looking around here, seeing Nodar is hanging around out here in the playing room outside the, or in the main playing room outside the private playing room door. And Felix is not yet to be seen. Tara. Can you see if Arda is available to come over and talk to me for a second? No, I just asked a question.
Is she on break?
Yeah, I asked if you would check with Arda and see if he can come over here and talk to me for a second, if he's not busy.
There it is.
So, anyway, Nish, what's happening?
Well, I cannot sit here. I will not know what to say.
Well, you can sit there and look pretty on the camera, you know.
Anybody can sit there in that case.
Oh, man. So anyway, this is getting rather ridiculous. I don't mind when I'm playing. I don't mind my opponent, and I'm one that rarely, if ever, takes a break. I don't necessarily mind my opponent taking a break. I do mind my opponent taking a break when it's running 20 to 25 minutes, as have the two of these. 25 minutes the first break, and we're at 21 minutes and counting on the second break. So, after a long day of this, and we've been streaming and commentating for right at 12 hours. We did take a dinner break, a short dinner break, but for 12 hours, you kind of run out of things to say. And I'm exhausted to boot. So please forgive me if I'm reticent in certain regards here. Okay, they're entering the room. Make sure I get that door closed correctly. They've screwed it up. Hang on. You got to do the other one. Okay. So now we're back into it. Okay, and now they are ready to begin. So I'm stopping my stopwatch here. 24 minutes. 25 the first time, 24 the second time. Okay, so Felix, I guess he runs all the way. He can safety that one. No hard. Got to make the 20 point. .4. Okay, bring it to the 8. Got a lot of ammo lined up, but double 4s is a pretty nice roll for Nodar. Okay, and that's play to the 4, leaving an 8 shot and 12 shot. Could have played it safely, but that would have required some inside stacking. Here's Nodar going to try to force the issue, trailing 14-6. 3-4. Not exactly what he had in mind. Perhaps he goes to the 20 and plays to the 5, but plenty of escaping numbers for Felix. So this is not a particularly good roll for Nodar. Having not certain what he wants to do with this now. You can see neither one of them have used that much time. Nodar's used little time. Trailing big, at least now he has the time to really consider all his options and try to get back into this match as best he can. This is, I don't know, what else is there? You can play 6-2 and 8-5. Keeps the goalie back there on the ace point, but he brings him up, and that's what I originally thought he might do. And let's see what happens. Ace-6 makes the bar point. It's a point, but it's he's kind of advanced. 5-3 he can run. Now Felix needs to get the little trailing Wilbur out of there, and just runs and takes his chances on not getting hit with a 2. Could get hit with a 10. Nope. So just takes it. Yeah, takes it into the 6 and slots the 4. Now Felix can doesn't I think he leaves it where it is. Maybe plays that. I don't know. No. Whoa. 3-2. He thought it was 3-9 or 3-3. Okay, so let's regroup here. I think you play to the 8, and then maybe to the 4. You could slot the deuce, but you play to the 8. Either play to the 4 or slot the deuce. Slot the deuce it is. Now this is a 10 shot. All 10s work. Didn't get a 10. He's going to slot the ace. Now Felix is in pretty good position here. Now go to the 11 and go 6-4. Don't leave that checker out there at a chance. No. If you get hit, I'm going to say shame on you, because he's ahead in the race. He's well ahead in the race. Just clean it up. Don't give him any shots. Okay, gets away with it. Nodar has a 5-point board, though. See, and now he can't safety the thing again. Go to the ace. Still vulnerable to all 10s. And Nodar cannot roll a 10. Now, Felix, let's try to get this guy out of danger. There you go. 1, 2. Just clear the 11. You're way ahead. You're way ahead. Way ahead. 44, 51, 91 for black. Remember that. 91, 7 times 8, 56, 62, 76, 84, 88, 89. So it's 91, 89. So it's really, really close. But, you know, the problem is you got to clear the 11 point. You had the opportunity to clear it. But let's see what happens here. 4-1. Do you save the 6? No, he's going to make the 3 point. So, well, he saved a 6 as long as it's not a 6-2. 4-3. Now, what does Nodar do? He's going to clear or break the 6, not clear the 6. What'd I say about not a 6-2? So 6 and 2. This is the minimum number of shots. Boom. A little bit of overkill with deuces. Pick. Okay, he's leaving nothing to chance. Okay, Felix needs a 6. Okay, dupes the 4s. If you were to roll a 6, the 6-4 is dupe. Oh, illegal play, 6-3. So 6-4 is not duped. Can't get in. 3-1. Just safety this guy, I guess. You don't want to leave them both out there if you don't have to. May as well just bring it in. Now it's just a 6-4 and only the one blot in play. In the gutter. Nope. So well, the good thing about this is that Felix has the cube, so can't get any worse than what it is. He could get G'd, but unlikely. But stranger things have happened. But he doesn't have to worry about Nodar sending a recube back at him. Okay, so he rips 4. Felix needs to get in. He does get in. 6 and 5, so he should beat this now. 6 and 3. 2 sets would hurt him, but otherwise he should be okay. Okay, so it's probably just going to be a 2-point win for Nodar. Well, Felix is kind of crawling home.
2-1.
2-1, yeah.
There's the set. Oh boy. Now Felix needs 2s. 2s are better. Boom. He doesn't get it, so gives up 4 on that. 14-10. I have no idea, Tapio. Looked like a production pack of some sort, so I imagine who knows what it was, but I think it's some mass-produced cigarettes and nothing else. And segue into that, taking that question further, I think many things are illegal in Monte Carlo. I'll assure you. That's ooh. Okay. So let's see, where are we going here? Felix has cleared his back checker, sends a cube, gets up to 2 away, 5 away, 2 away, 7 away, actually. So let's see if he can bring this home. Oh, taking a break. Six one makes that bar point. 3-1 makes that 5 point. Three, 2. Nothing to do with 5s except stack. Leave that one back and take one to the 3, or does he just go ahead and bring that one in? Leaves it back. 6-4 is duped. So here we go again. 7 away. Hey, what's happening? Seven away. So this is I don't know. He's got the anchor. Nodar, he's got some checkers working on making a 5 prime, but he's got to get those 2 back checkers out at some point. So probably not wasn't a terrible take. May well have been a take. 5-4. He could run. He is running. See if he can escape. Dances. Okay, see if Felix can, that makes the 5 point. Gonna split the back, makes the ace and splits the back. There's 2 in the air. So maybe he's got a little time to improve that board and gain some things by splitting the back to try to get those guys out. 2-1. Okay, I have no problem with that. Put the second one back in the air. Dancing, so this could get expensive. And if it gets very expensive, the match is over. Ah, look at here. So go to the step up and go to the 6. Go to the 6, take double nickels away from him. Gonna lift it? I don't lift it. Play 10-6. A test for performance enhancing drugs. I haven't. There's a bit of that goes on. I haven't seen it over here. I'm sure it does. There's quite a bit of the cannabis consumed at a lot of the ABT tournaments. Okay, man, he's gonna lift it. I don't know. I mean, I think the way to win the gammon and win the match is to leave it down there and try to close that out. See what happens. He would have gotten hit with a 5. So now he'll attack it, given the opportunity. 6-2, that's not an opportunity. Now you can pick up yet a 3rd checker. What do? I guess you come on, give up your chance at getting that checker. He makes the anchor, which is critically important to him. Probably takes gammons out of play. He's still got a chance to win this game, but 1. He's going to do that. Oh, okay. (5-1) comes in and hits. So here, this game is swung considerably to Nodar's favor. 5-5. Hits on the deuce. 2 more to play. Bring one of those checkers around. Bring one of those checkers around. Okay. Felix needs to enter. He does, but at what price? He's going to have to keep the anchor and play off the 8. Okay. Okay, so he's got a 5-point board, but he's got 2 over here, so he's probably going to have to play next roll. May have to run. Dude, block 6s this way. Four, 3. You got to do that. You got to bring them both out or keep going with that one. You don't want to break your board. Okay, there he goes. Leaves them both. 2s and 3s. 7s and 8s. Okay. Felix got a shot at this single over here with a 5-point board. Misses. Five, 1, hits them both. We got gammon in play here. Well, picks that up and comes out. Felix needs a 4, but what goes with it? Nope. 6-4. That's coming around to there. Again, needs a 4, but what comes with it? He needs like a 4-1, 4-2. Nope. Still can't even hit on that blot if he wanted to. Needs that 4. Closes him out. 2 closed out. That's something approaching 40%, 45%. So this game might have just gotten extremely close. 4-3. He's going to go to the 3. I suspect. He's going to keep it as safe as he can. 4-2. He's going to move 2 off the 6, maintaining safety, but probably diminishing his chances of gammons, but he didn't want to take any risk. Okay, he wouldn't mind keeping one of them in, and he does. So if there's a chance of blotting here for Nodar. Nope. So now, in all likelihood, he doesn't blot. So it's just a question of Felix racing around. He hopes. 5-1. He needs to get in and get moving. He does get in and gets moving. So should beat this. Okay, Felix should save it. There's some bad numbers in the cup, but that's not one of them. So we're up to 15-12. Was 14-6 not long ago. So let's see if Felix can hold off the charge by Nodar here. Again, 2 months ago in Latraki, Greece, Felix led 16-9 Crawford and lost. Here he was up 14-6, and you know, since then Nodar has outscored him 6-1 to close the gap. What's he got here? 3-2. I don't like splitting them too. Then you're vulnerable to the double 5. Not so much to the double 4, but Nodar will not throw it back. Three one. He'd make the bar, which I don't know. I think I would make the 21. Try to get that everlasting asset of a forward anchor, and I think that's the play. 4-2 keeps him from making that. Doesn't hit the other one, so he can bring 2 down if he wanted to. And that is his choice. 6-1. Now to see he could make the bar, but again, I don't know that the bar is that critical at this point in the game. He's got the 5 anchor, so you're not blocking much by having a 3 prime immediately in front of that. So maybe I go to the 4 and the 12 or something like that. He could hit on the 14. Maybe that's the best thing to do. Okay, he's gonna. gonna play it that way. 6-2. And that's, I guess he goes to the 3. Four, 2 makes the 4. So 6-1 does that. He's got to go to the 3. Not quite ready to give up that anchor yet. Aces gonna come to the 11. Blocks the 6s. 6-1. So that's the only roll. Clear the 9. Three, 2. That's four pips, isn't it?
Here.
Yeah, there you go. Correct. Correct,
How
Nodar.
was
That no.
yes. 3-2.
Okay, if he moves that there, now he's absolutely totally stripped on all remaining points. That's kind of ugly. In fact, that's real ugly. Yeah, Felix, not much flexibility in his position. 6-3. Just got to go to the 4, I guess. He could come around to the 12. Nodar has 3 blots in his home board. Okay, that may be even better. Just brings them both out. So he only has an ace to hit that. Now he's going to make 2 points. Now Felix is okay, double 4s. He can safety up all the way around, going to the 11 and the 6. Okay, so then the other one goes to the 14. 9 away. 5, 4, 6, 3 hits. Felix, can he bring it home here? That's kind of awkward. Oh, it's not. I was thinking those were blocked. So just clear the 11 and try to bring it home. Okay. Nodar. Now Felix needs to clear the 8 or the 9. Clears the 8. Makes it a little bit more difficult to clear the 9 after having cleared the 8. There he goes. And now we got a close race. In fact, Nodar is slightly ahead. See what Felix can do here. 3, 6. Nodar is going to count him up. We have 46, 66. Okay, now Felix has got a couple of voids that could likely hurt him. 5 and 4, that costs him one number, but does put a blot on the ace, so he only has the 5 void now. Nodar counting them up. What's he got? 42, 57. 57, that's 42, 51, 55, 50, 57, 56. So, you know, Nodar has better distribution, but behind a pip, actually. Seven 56, 30, 42, 51, 55, 56, 56, 57. So, much as he might want to do something, I don't think you want to give Felix a free play for the match here. He does give him a free play for the match. I think this is a take. Indeed. 4-1. So Felix is going to try to bring this home. Boom, 6s. So that should be game and match. Game, set, match. But like I say, Felix being 2 away, that questionable cube gives Felix what I would call a free play for the match. And he took it, and that's the way it's played out today. It looks like that's going to be the determining play here. Again, we'll be back at it tomorrow. We have a single match at noon, which will be the shoot, there it is. Which will be the what do they call it? The high roller jackpot final. Peter Jess Thompson and Mario Cool. And he needs a set right here, or that's it. Nope. Goes through, boom, he throws it hard. That's it. Good match. Felix wins. But who is it? Super high roller jackpot noon tomorrow, and then we'll have 2 main event matches at 2:00. One of those will, in all likelihood, be a consolation match between Mochi and Sander. So that'll be a lot of fun. So that's going to be it for Bill tonight. And see the end of this other match and then start shutting it down and trying to get upstairs. So hope y'all enjoyed. We'll see you again tomorrow. Good night.
That is good. Oh,
Huh?
Danes too, sorry. Is it over?
Yeah, Felix won.
Felix won.
Which kind of apparently, 2 months ago they played in the final of the Rock Greeks, and Felix was up 16-9 and lost. Today he holds on. How's it going with you?
Pretty good. Busy day today. Just launched the new version of the Gammon Guide.
Yeah.
Take some heat. Because a lot of people, they love the old version.
They love the what?
The old version.
Oh, I know. They really love the old version.
So it's like we've been debating this for a long time. It's kind of preventing us from having the big migration that we want, because people are habits,
Oh yeah.
creatures of habits.
People don't like change.
People don't like change.
They get comfortable. They
Yeah.
don't like to stay comfortable.
So it's a good little bold move, but now we kind of force them, because we just shut it down and let them try it. But most of them haven't even tried it really. They just tried it once and then they go back. So we're trying to force it.
Hey Tara, one thing, this one's over. About tomorrow, start rotating me and Phil between 1 and 2, and things be a little better distribution if you don't have a problem.
Yes, we
Yeah,
have
of
time.
course,
We have time.
yeah. So,
Good. Looks cocked to me.
and you play the key? No. And you had one more. No, you had one.
Play double.
Yeah.
Oh, I do not want to see this transcription.
I'm so sorry. They need to know. Don't play me super fast and at some point
Tell
they
us,
just
tell us the PRs. I'm not happy.
because you played the 7.12 and Oliver played 2.58.
Goodness gracious. That was more than I could take. Oh, no, oh, yeah, that's just too crazy. Too crazy. Okay, that one's ended. This one's over.
Yes, ma'am.